what it will mean socially. Okay, I think love represents the very essence of our humanity. Okay, it's about how we treat ourselves and how we treat others. The respect that comes along with it, the sensitivity, the compassion, and of course, for me, it goes beyond the feeling, but it's also part of it, that attraction, especially when you're talking about someone that you care about, someone that means a lot to you. So it carries along with the compassion, that makes you want to make sacrifices, to make that person's life better. And most of the times, the way it works is that when you love someone and you show love, you find joy because that person feels better, is getting better, is improving, and the person's life or whatever the person is involved in is enhanced. You find joy in it. So I look at it, from like a two-way traffic.
Okay.
So the first one is about the fact that, there's value that you attach to someone or something, and that value also translates to the joy you have. So ultimately, there's always the me factor in love. People try to look at it from the perspective of selflessness, which is good. But when you're adding value and that value is not coming back to you, then the cycle of love is not complete. And so people must stop trying to make love about the other person. It's also about the joy you derive from the role you play in that person's life.
Okay, so if I'm getting this, it's not about just making the other person happy, but make yourself happy as well.
Absolutely. So a lot of people love, but they don't understand being loved.
Huh. Interesting.
Yes, and so love has got to be about, loving and allowing yourself to be loved. A lot of people don't even allow themselves to be loved. So they want to always be the one that is giving, that is, you want to be in that space where you're always the one making the sacrifices. And even when people are ready to make sacrifices for you, you avoid it.
What if that's what makes them happy? The fact that they are showing love to someone else. Maybe perhaps some will say that's their love language, so they don't mind that it doesn't come to them.
That's not complete.
It's not complete.
Yes, there is something wrong with that person. There is something wrong with that equation, and I think it's time for people to start, expanding the framing, that they have given to the concept of love. And one very interesting thing, that's the same reason when certain things, very little things can go wrong and you begin to feel frustrated. You feel like you're not being appreciated and all that. And it's not that person's fault. It's just because you've not been able to frame love properly and allow yourself to be loved. People must allow themselves to be loved.
So that brings us to what self-love really means and why it's especially important, especially this season of Valentine's.
Well, the truth of the matter is that if you do not understand what self-love should mean to a person like you, you don't even know when people are loving you and when they are not. You don't know when people are using you, okay? What it means ultimately is that people come into your life and love you the way they define love. Whether that makes you happy, whether that makes you fulfilled, whether that makes you complete, it doesn't matter because you really don't have any concept of love. You haven't defined love or what it should mean to a person like you. Okay, so you're just very spontaneous. You go with the time, they do it, they walk away, and there's no value. So until you understand what self-love should mean to a person like you, you will not even be able to tell whether the person you've brought into your life fits into your life. And so the problem just continues to expand. So before I can even know whether someone loves me or not, I should be able to know what love should mean to a person like me. Okay, because love always responds to a need. It's not just about company. It's not just about we're in a space and we're laughing and all of that. You can laugh with anybody. If you really want to laugh, go watch a stand-up comedy or something.
Watch something on TV, that's funny.
Yeah. But have you ever experienced a situation where you walk into a circle, you meet with people, you walk away empty?
And like you didn't have anything of value from them, like nothing really appreciated came. Okay.
Yes, you spend 2-3 hours. You guys might have even, laughed all the way, but you're walking away and you're not feeling empty because you're missing them. You're feeling empty because you feel you've wasted your time.
That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah. And when those things happen to you, you need to be able to define what it's all about. Interestingly, when you listen to a lot of people in relationships, you see a man that buys a diamond ring for his wife, changes it every 6 months, changes her car every 3 months, make sure she travels abroad for a holiday every 2-3 times in a year. Huge allowances. Okay. And the woman still opens her mouth and says, "You don't love me." And the man is going crazy. Because all the woman ever wanted, yes, she appreciates the diamond ring.
Then why did you say the man doesn't love her?
Because she just wanted a husband that would come home at 6:30 and spend the rest of the evening with her. That's all she ever wanted. Not the cars or anything. Especially if she can afford those things herself. Okay? She just wants a man that is able to look at her from time to time and say, "You look beautiful. Okay, let's go for a walk. You know, I'll join you in the kitchen. Let's cook together."
So you're saying it's the big things, but then again, the small things matter as well.
Yes, such that when you understand what love should mean to a person like you, you teach the other person how to love you. The person understands what the need you have as far as love is concerned is. And when the person knows it, he might do all those other things, but he will not lose sight of the very things that fulfill you and make you happy. Okay? We take it for granted, okay, that if I truly love myself and if I truly respect myself, there's a way it shows.
Okay.
So I know that sugar is not good for me. Okay.
Okay.
But every day I drink stuff that will just keep piling up the sugar and killing me.
Yeah.
I don't love myself. It doesn't matter what I say. I don't love myself.
The analogy is quite biting. For instance, you're lactose intolerant and yet you keep taking lactose products and you're hurting yourself. That's not love.
That's not love. And then, but we have a very interesting way of saying it these days. You say, "I'm giving myself a treat." A treat shouldn't kill you. It should make you healthier. It should make you feel better. You know, it should improve your health. And so because you know you're lactose intolerant and you're not paying attention to it, the person that claims to love you and wants to love you takes you out and buys you stuff that will kill you. But you're not going to speak up. As far as you're concerned, man, that jug is 500 Ghana cedis. I have to drink it. You know, you take a snapshot and you put it on Facebook. I'm chilling with my boo. But you're dying. Okay, and it's just because you haven't defined what love for self should be. That would mean that if the person truly loves you and sees being in a relationship with you as a long-term thing, he will contribute in helping you stay healthy, stay alive. Okay? Because even if you're alive and you are not able to do the things that two of you have prayed and wished and planned to do, okay? Yes, he might enjoy carrying you around, pushing you around in a wheelchair and all that, but he misses it. You're a burden.
Okay, so what are some of the simple practical ways we can develop self-love for ourselves, and then when we know what love means to us, we can let other people reciprocate, and then we learn to love them the right way?
Fantastic. So we start from the point of definition. Okay. The last time we met, one of the things that kept ringing is the understanding of self. Okay, people have got to take time to know themselves, know what works for you, know what doesn't work for you, know what makes you healthy, what makes you sick, and things like that. We need to take our time to know ourselves as well as we ought. Now, when we know ourselves, we begin to define, our limits and okay, this doesn't fit into my life. This will not work for me, and all of that, such that when I meet that person that is going to be important to me, and he says, "Let's go out for a beer." I say, "Well, I don't mind going with you, but I won't drink. And I hope you won't feel bad that I won't drink the beer." Okay, because some people, the fun is the fact that we're doing it together. Yeah. Okay, so the person understands, and you even recognize the fact that they begin to respect your limits. They know what to give you as a gift. They know where to take you to. They know the kind of activities they should engage in with you. Okay, because you've been able to define it. Yeah. Okay, what are your projections? What are your values? Okay, some of the times I say to people that morality is a subjective thing. So
why you say that?
Because my morality and your morality might not be the same. I might not have any problem with a woman that wears a miniskirt. You might.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah. So when I understand my values, I also need to bring someone in my life that helps me maintain those values or helps me get better or see why I should walk away from this mindset. Okay, but not somebody that contradicts me and brings me to a point where I even begin to second guess myself. Okay,
What about if they make you worse?
That's even more problematic, because at the end of the day, you lose who you are. And when you lose who you are, you're just alive, but you're not living. You're merely existing. Okay, it means you don't stand for anything. You have no pursuit. You have no ambition. You have no life. So the people that come into your life, some of the times they mean well. They want to have fun. I mean, I don't think that people that go to nightclubs are sinners or evil people. Okay, that's their idea of fun. Okay, that's the idea of fun. And so they say, oh guys, let's go to the nightclub. Let's go chill. Let's go dance, man. I say, but we can dance here. I say, no, that one is different. Okay, when they know your values, when they know what you stand for, and they know you don't want to go to a nightclub, they leave you alone. Okay, from time to time they might make jokes and you guys will laugh and all of that, but they respect that about you. Because at the end of the day, they are the same people that will tell you, guy, 2 years ago you were not like this, so now you're even worse than we are.
And we don't want that. So would you say it's best to find someone who compliments you?
Yes, the people that compliment you add value to your life. Okay? There are people that might not know as much as you do. I don't want to use the word exposure because, I mean, there's an illiterate in every one of us. Okay, so the person might not know as much as you do in a particular subject. Okay, you bring value to that person's life by helping the person understand a few of these things and allow the person also teach you, but as you guys grow, you see the value that you're adding. And you also are able to tell that this person is adding value to your life. Okay, you must be very deliberate about it. Because at the end of the day, the people that come into your life will actually determine how you progress or how you retrogress. It's a fact of life. And if you're not growing, you're depreciating. And there are people that come into your life and they cause that, not because they want to. Think about this. When you were in school, you notice that there are some of your friends, they have photographic memory. They look at a book, it sticks.
And they don't need to remember again. It's like that's it.
Yeah. And so they are busy playing. You're going to play basketball. You follow them.
During exam, you realize that you are failing, and yet they seem to be passing.
And then you're wondering, how? Okay, but they've been able to understand themselves, and they are walking their path. You are not walking your path. So they see it, they are able to survive. They tell you, let's go out to have fun. And you say, let's go. But at the end of the day, you're the one that suffers. So being able to say no is a sign of self-love. Being able to walk away from certain things you know you shouldn't be doing. Okay, not because it's bad, but because it's not good for you.
It's not good for you.
Okay, and that also tells you the kind of friends you should have around you. There are some people, okay, because their friends now understand these things. Even when you say, "Oh, let's go to a night," they say, "No, leave him alone. Leave him alone. He won't go." I had such a person in my life, the late Bolaji Daudu. Okay, he used to be a director in home movies in Nigeria, and I had the privilege of being in the movie industry at some point in my life, in Nigeria, and then he took me as a mentee, and some of the times they'll give me a script, he will go, "No, God will not do that part."
Because sometimes the roles come back to haunt you later.
Yes, because they might, and so so God will not do that part. We'll find another script for him. Some of the times the roles that are taken away from you will pay you better. But looking back now, I truly appreciate what he did for me. And Talanion as well. They'll just look at you. There are people that see you, and you're trying to show that you're a certain kind of person, and they also help you to achieve that, the person you are.
Okay. So why should we celebrate friendships as much as romantic love this Valentine?
Because friendship is the foundation of love. Without friendship, there's really no love. Because you see, the person you love has got to first be a friend.
So there's no case where you can love the person before the person becomes your friend?
It is possible. I never say nothing is possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
You know,
For you believe,
because in arranged marriages, you know, some of
you
the times,
never met the person before,
yes,
and then you marry,
yes,
and it develops along the
and
line.
it develops along the line. And so it's possible, you know, but what will usually work better, okay,
If you are friends.
If you're friends. You know why? Because love is not enough. Love does not sustain a relationship. Love is not capable of sustaining a relationship, because any relationship you see is a reflection of the people in it.
Okay.
Love does not change my flaws. The way I feel about you will not change my flaws. It will not change my weaknesses. It will not change my insecurities. Okay, it's there. And you've got to be friends to be able to manage those
and
issues
identify
those things and be able to cover each other with regards to your flaws, and also be able to get in somebody's face. You know, when love is defined just as a feeling, and you want to always have that feeling, okay, you don't want to let it go. You're not even able to tell people the truth because you're not sure how they're going to feel. And
So
they might take away that.
if they take it the wrong way, then it means the relationship is over. That kind of thing.
Yeah. But if the person is your friend, even after a black eye, you guys will still be able to look at each other and say, next time. You know, so you know, friendship might not be happy with what you've done, but friendship will never be ashamed of you.
But that's actually a good thing, right? Like the person that can look you in the eye and tell you
Yes.
perhaps what you did was right or wrong.
Yes.
And it helps you move forward, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And that's why, you know, when people are friends, even when you goof, you're able to come back and say, man, I goofed.
Yeah.
You know, and the person is able to tell you when you are making a mistake and when you're manifesting a pattern. You know, they can tell you because they care about you and you're their friend, and they know that, man, we've been through thick and thin. We've gone through all kinds of things and we're still here. You know, so we'll still be able to, you know, we'll go the whole 9 yards. So I'm not going to pretend you're doing the right thing just because I want to keep you. So a lot of us are in relationships, but we've already become susceptible to manipulation, okay, because of the way we carry those relationships. You know, so anything that treats you less than a person has already taken away the value in your personhood, okay. But friendship does not treat you that way. You know,
Especially true friends.
you know, they tell you how it is. You guys quarrel, you know, you get tired of each other, you go to bed, come back and continue, you know, but you never throw it away.
So how would you say, how do strong friendships actually improve like your well-being, your mental health and all that?
The joy first, the joy that comes along with it, okay, the joy that comes along with it gives you peace, okay, it gives you balance. They are just people that you know, no matter how, for instance, no matter how upset, no matter how angry you are about something, okay, the person calls you and says, it's enough. You leave it there. Because you just know that there is something this person is seeing that you're not seeing. And when they speak to you, they know that even in their own time, when you speak to them, they will listen to you as well. Okay, so you guys have built it. They are there to support you. They are there to encourage you. They are there to set you right. They are there to be able to tell you what you're doing is wrong. This thing is not going to help you. Okay? They are able to tell you you're biting more than you can chew. They are able to tell you, try this, it will work. If it doesn't work, we'll try something else, but we're going to be there with you. So they don't always have to agree with you, but they will always be there to support you.
So even if they disagree with you, it's not always like a bone of contention.
No,
They just want what's right.
Yes. So you have friends that will tell you, guy, this woman that you want to marry, this guy that you want to marry, I don't think it's good for you. I mean, look, can't you see all these things?
But that has led to the end of friendships, because perhaps that's the person you love, that's the person you want to be with, but because of what your friend is saying, they say, oh, your friend wants to take that person for themselves. That's why they're giving you this bad advice.
So when you feel insecure about your friend, there's something wrong with one of you. Okay, when your friend is telling you, don't do this, walk away from this relationship, and the first thing that comes to your mind is because you want to take the lady or because you want to take the guy, there's something wrong with either of you or both of you. Okay, but you know one very interesting thing about that friend?
What's that?
When the relationship falls apart, even when you have refused to be in touch, and sometimes they send you messages you don't respond to, even though you've refused to be in touch and that relationship falls apart, you call them and you say, I blew it, they'll show up. They will
They'll still support you.
They'll still support you. They won't let you walk that path alone. And the thing is that with friendship, even with all the bitterness, okay, and you when you heal, you can talk about that matter and still laugh about it and address it. You know, I have friends that we fight, we argue, our voices go to the rooftop, and people will say these guys will never talk again. And the next day you see them walking down the street and chilling.
It's like you hear a couple arguing and you go and put your mouth inside, and the next thing you know they reconcile. Then you're like, oh, I thought you guys were breaking up. That's why I gave all that advice, and now then it's like the devil wants to break them, put them asunder. And
absolutely.
Like, so would you say what you said so far? That's the true meaning of a real friendship between being cool with people?
Yes, being cool with people. I mean, you can be cool with anyone, okay? But your friend knows you beyond what you show to people. He knows you beyond the fine clothes. He knows you beyond the smile, okay? And even when you are acting like everything is okay, they are the ones that will ask you how you doing. You say I'm okay. They'll ask you again and ask you again and ask you again. And then even when you get irritated and say, why are you asking? They begin to point things to you and say, this is not you.
Yeah.
Okay, because they know you well enough, and they are not just carrying on with what they know about you. They are putting it to good use and telling you that because you've acted like this, and they've known you long enough to know that whenever you're doing this, something is wrong.
Something's wrong. Mm.
You know, that's friendship. That's value. And these people take time to know you because their intention is to add value to your life. You might not meet them every day. You might not run into them every month. Maybe it's even once a year that you guys talk, but every time you talk, there's quality, there's value, there's blessing.
So it's like saying you've been out of contact for a while, but it's like anytime you still talk, you can continue like nothing. There's no break. There's no break.
There's no break. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of joy and blessing in it.
You know, something usually happens during the seasons. A lot of, perhaps should I say, promos, you know, and all that is going around for love bears, you know, travel here, buy something for a loved one. And then the single people will come on social media, for instance, and they are pressed. It's like they are pressing your neck. Like everywhere you pass, you see a couple, this a discount, something. So this Valentine, how do singles, you know, how do they deal with the pressure?
You know that you can ask a lot of married people. Okay, those of them that want to be sincere to you, sometimes they miss being single.
Really?
Yes. So being single is a season of life.
Okay.
It's not something that is, you know, it's not a death sentence. It's a season of life. And after being single, you're going to be in a relationship. The mistake we make is that we forget that being single is an opportunity to prepare yourself for your future. It's an opportunity to be focused on one thing, to be single-minded, okay? Being lonely and being alone are not the same. When you're single, you're not lonely, you're alone. And so you need to, that's why framing is very, very important. Yeah. The way you properly define the situation. Right. So I'm single, it means that, you know, there are so many things I don't have to answer to anybody for, but I need to respect myself enough to know that I am doing this for me. Okay, when I'm accountable to myself and I go into a relationship, being accountable will not be a struggle. Mm-hmm. When I take good care of myself, when I go into a relationship, I'm not going to lose myself because somebody else has come into my life. Okay, when I manage, I'm able to manage my finances properly, okay, and my lifestyle and everything. When I'm able to do it while I'm single, I am going to transport all those values, that discipline, into my marriage or into the relationship that I walk into. And it also becomes your, how do you say it, your test kit, as it were, because you've seen your life while you're single. You know the beautiful things that you've been able to achieve. So when you are going into a relationship, you're saying to yourself, I want to be in a relationship with somebody that helps me maintain this standard and then be able to achieve, to enhance it, get better.
So that means I need your advice for those who feel perhaps when they get into relationships, if things are not going well while they are single, then once they are in a relationship, now that somebody has come, they are going to, you know, do better. Does it ever work? Perhaps their finances are not in order, their lifestyle is bad, but now they're like, oh, now I've gotten someone, that means I need to do better, and it will work because now they have someone.
Yes, so because when you're single, you're also being very truthful to yourself about what you're lacking. And so you're saying to yourself, if this comes into my life, I'm going to get better. Mm-hmm. I'm going to improve. Okay, if this thing comes in. So point is, people have got to be deliberate about the relationships they go into. And I don't have to be the one to decide for you why you should be in a relationship. There are some people that want to go into a relationship because they don't ever want to be poor again. Okay?
Oh.
And so I can't decide that for you. But if that's what you're going into a relationship for, okay, make sure that you're not just walking into it to bask in somebody else's wealth, but that you use that wealth to multiply and get more. Okay, so because one day the wealth might vanish, or it might not be as much as it used to. Okay, there's a guy in the UK that jumped off a building because he moved from billions to millions. He killed himself. Okay, so
people's struggles are different, though.
Different.
They are very different.
Yes, that's why the framing is important. But you don't walk into a relationship expecting that this other person is going to be that knight in shining armor, man or woman, that is going to turn your life around, that make all your fantasies come true.
Like the solution to all your problems.
The person cannot be. What are you bringing to the table? Because that person also desires something. There's a value that also you need to bring, and you need to be able to have that concept of what it should be, so that even when things are going the wrong way, you're able to say to the person, no, this is not what I bargained for. We need to look at it from another perspective.
So you're in a relationship, and it's like you don't need any kind of distractions, but then how do you still
and your timelines? You have to prepare them to understand you. Okay, and in the process also, this period, okay, it's just tough. I know some people, what they will do is, the dad will take the kids out, so that the woman can just have a whole day to herself. Some peace, some solitude, just relax, just rest. Okay, what are you doing? You're giving them that alone time. Okay, some of the times people are so overwhelmed, all they want to do is cry, all they want to do is scream. Leave them be. Okay, allow them some space. There are some people that believe that, they say they are very clingy. They just believe that once you're in a relationship, it has to be all about you and things like that. And I don't think it's right. Allow them to go for boys, allow them to go for girls, and that is why people have got to be accountable. The person you're in a relationship with should know the people you hang out with. Not because they want to keep tab of you, but because they want to be able to know you're okay and know that this is where you are. Accountability is very important.
It's like you said earlier, if the person knows, like perhaps you like to go to the bar on Fridays and it's not their thing, they can let you go with your friends, have your time with them, and you'll come back to them later. It's like there's still no problem. Like you still get to be you.
Absolutely.
In the relationship.
Absolutely. The problem is that we go into relationships, and because of these things, we try to change people. Okay,
and that never works.
You will get frustrated. Okay, because you can't change. You've not even changed yourself. If it was possible to change, your parents would have been changed. The kind of misunderstandings they are still having now, they shouldn't be having it. Okay, so people change only when they see the need to change, and so change is subject to the person that is going through that moment. Yes, so we still need to have alone times. Okay, even when we're in relationships, and the people we're in a relationship with have got to understand it. However, if you're the kind of person that is not accountable in your relationship, when you want an alone time, they will be very suspicious of you.
You want some space. What do you want a space for?
Exactly. Yeah. Because you've never been accountable.
But it's some people, like you're saying, some people are afraid of that. It's not like perhaps they are not accountable, but it's just that sometimes when you ask for space, how
do you define it?
It's like how long would you say is the right space to give before you know whether it's the right space or perhaps the person wants to break up?
So we recognize the fact that we're different people. What works for you might not entirely work for me. Okay, the day people forgive is not the day they heal, for instance. Okay, some people it might take 2 hours, others 2 months, some people a year. Okay, it also depends on the reason why the person needs space. So if we're constantly having a misunderstanding to the point of toxicity, okay, and the person says, I need space, okay, the person is asking for a separation for a while so that they can, recalibrate this whole thing and figure out whether they still want to be in this relationship, because it has become toxic. But if it's about the person, like you've spent the whole year working and you've gone all over the place, you're tired, okay, both in your brain, in your mind, in your body, you're tired, and you say, I wish I can just
have a bit of time for myself.
So how much is a bit of time, really?
That's the question. How much is a bit? So is it like a week, 3 days?
Yeah, 3 days a week, a month. Okay, I know couples. The one party plans it for the other. So you take a month. Just go to the village,
Go do your
travel, go do your thing. Just relax. And while you are there, you appreciate that this person, even though the person is not there, first allowed you. Okay, gave you that room to be. So the person that is a form of support. And because you appreciate that support, even in the midst of all those things, you're still accountable. Okay, and things are still okay. Now, don't forget that the people have flaws and weaknesses, so you need to be careful. Okay, and that's also why you're in their lives. Beware of this, and just help them to remain accountable. Help them to stay focused. Okay, keep checking on them. Let them know you're there. Let them know you're present.
So, how would you say how does practicing self-love make you a better friend?
Oh, wow. Now, you see, it's a very, very important question. Okay, when I love myself, I project it on you. It mirrors on the people around you. Okay, if you value joy, you want to give people joy. If you eat healthy, you want the people around you to eat healthy. Okay, there are some things I don't eat. Okay, and I know not just because it's not good for me, I know it's not good for anybody. So when you come into my space, I will never serve you with that. Okay, because even though it's okay, I mean, everybody eats it and all of that, I know it's dangerous, so I will not serve you with that. So in the process, what it means is that for as long as you are around me, even if it's just for 2 hours, you're walking away a healthier person. I'm giving you healthier choices because that is what I will do. I won't poison myself, so I won't poison you. Okay, I won't give myself stress, so I won't give you stress. So because I value myself, I transfer that value to you, and that is when the true meaning of love your neighbor as you love yourself begins to manifest.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Because it's even in the Bible and all that. Treat someone the way you want to be treated.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So if you're treating yourself badly, that means you're going to give it to the other person as well.
The truth is, you actually cannot love anybody better than you love yourself. If you try that, okay, you are either being false. You're living in falsehood. Not even denial, but falsehood.
Not even denial.
No, it's falsehood. Yeah. You can't love anybody better than you love yourself.
You're giving us a lot of gems this morning. So this Valentine, what are some of the meaningful things we can do to show love to our friends? To honor ourselves as well, or perhaps our friends. What are some of the meaningful things we can do?
Okay, well, a lot of things have already been planned. Okay, people can work together. Okay, have some fun, create fun. Okay, create fun, something, because the place of fun is the place of memory. Okay, so when you are able to gather together as friends, and I know friends that plan this within this period every year, they just say, guys, it's time to hang out, let's shut down, okay, and let's go sit somewhere and just make fun of ourselves, laugh, sing, and do all kinds of things. And so to be able to do that, what usually happens is that friends come together and begin to make suggestions. Okay, let's go for a picnic, let's do karaoke, let's do this, let's go to the beach. Yeah. Yes, and so everybody suggests, and then what are we bringing to the table? This way, I'll bring chips, I'll bring but at the end of the day,
I bring my stomach just to come and eat all the meals over there.
Even among friends, the friends know the people that will come with their stomach. And that's the memory. And when they talk about it, they don't talk about it to derogate you, but they just know that there's this one friend that will come with nothing
and it makes it fun.
Everything.
Yeah.
And it makes it fun.
Yeah.
Okay. But you see, people like that, there are times as well when you need them, they're going to show up, and they're going to show up 110%. Okay, so the whole idea is make memories. Don't adopt what any other person is doing. See if you can create your own. Make memories. Make sure it is safe. Avoid perversion, irrespective of what it is. It will always be worth it.
So this Valentine, for anyone feeling alone, what one thing can you say they can do for themselves or for someone else? What's one thing you can say they can do for themselves or for someone else?
Use it as an opportunity to love yourself more. Use it as an opportunity to discover yourself. Use it as an opportunity to plan your future and say, for this 2026, these are the things I intend to achieve, and these are the things I intend to do. These are my values. These are the things I have failed in, and these are the things I want to correct, and be better in. But most importantly, remember that being lonely and being alone are not the same. Being single gives you the opportunity to be alone and make the most of your life.
Those are some inspiring words. It's like the difference between solitude and loneliness. They are two different things. I like being by myself doesn't mean I'm lonely.
Absolutely.
I'm just enjoying my own company, that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Just before you go in, like 30 seconds. So is Valentine's Day a big deal or not?
It's not a big deal for me.
Okay. I didn't expect that answer.
It's not a big deal for me because love is a continuum. It's something you do every day.
Okay.
You can't live a day without love. Love for yourself, love for the people around you, love for your family. It's something that continues. And most importantly, it's not a big deal for me because it has a history. And that history is something I want to always distance myself from. Mm-hmm. But I encourage people to love themselves and love one another every day.
Thank you so much. You dropped a lot of nuggets on us this morning. I will be speaking with Mr. Ogochukwu Nweke, who is a lawyer and relationship consultant. And just go out there, love yourself, then you can love someone. There's a difference between solitude and loneliness as well. And I want to show some love to my designer this morning, Daco Clothing, for giving me this wonderful outfit. They are somebody saying something in my ear that would just confuse me. But anyway, the Valentine we go celebrate some. But I'm showing love to Daco Clothing this morning. Those are their social media handles right there on the screen. Daco Clothing on Instagram, Daco Clothing on Facebook. Their telephone number is there. Please give them a shout out. Let them make this wonderful outfit for you. Perhaps you can win the lottery and then you buy it from Daco Clothing. You get my point? Yeah. So here are the lottery results. The winning numbers are 90, 39, 13, 18. and 74. The winning numbers again are 90, 90, 39, 39, 13, 13, 18, 18, and 74, 74. Man like Ogo, thank you so much.
Brother,
yes, and Daco Clothing, thank you so much. Hey, Kenny Saki is in the house. They come to talk about Roverman and this Valentine's season. What are you doing? If you don't have any plans, show yourself some love. Buy some tickets and go to National Theatre today and tomorrow. Go and watch Love on the Ropes and all that. Dubai or no sex. But Ken is here. He's going to give us all the details. All right? So don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.